Mommaliz here, and I just watched Ryan's latest video that he posted, and I have to say, yep, it's getting weird out here. I just wanted to do like a little feedback video so that Ryan would know that we don't think you're crazy. And for everybody else that's wondering what the crap is going on and why the world is getting hyper emotional and people are like switching their focus of life onto different things, it's because that they've been in this place where the fear threshold has been pushed up to their face for 2 years. And so they're reorganizing their priorities. They're starting to prioritize things that in the past they would think they could shove back here because we'll take care of it later. It'll be okay, we'll take care of it later. But now they're scared because is later actually going to get here? Am I going to have the ability to? Am I going to have the rights? I better take care of it now. So a lot of people that are slightly counterbalanced have completely lost their marbles. There's no nice way to say that. And so we have people whom are overly attached to people that are in, like, you know, the celebrity world. They get hyper aware of what they're doing because they're latching onto them so that they don't see what's going on in society because it's scaring them. And then they get hyper fixated on this person, the celebrity that they are, and then they're like, well, I've got to meet this person, I've got to tell them how they've changed my life or what they've done. And they set out on this journey which they think is completely validated by their life experience of being in fear and wondering if they're going to have a future and what that future may hold and what it may look like, that they better do this now. And yeah, I mean, like, we're seeing domestic violence is up like 200% in India. On average, it's like 40 to 75% up. So is self-harm and suicide rates. Why are we seeing the amplification of emotional concerns and issues? Because fear. Anytime you make a decision based on fear, anytime that you're kept in fear, you will make an emotional decision. It will be the wrong decision. It will be a decision that normally counterbalances productivity and takes you back a step rather than forward. And so we're seeing people take these big, huge leaps of faith to do something that other people go, really? Why'd you do that? And it's because they have reached this threshold in their mind where they have to take action. It's take action or it's not going to happen. They've already, you know, driven themselves basically halfway crazy with horrible thoughts, negative thoughts, and negative input of information. And so they jump out and they do these things. And they think they're driven, you know, by like self-awareness and love, but really they're being driven by imbalance and emotional instability and mental instability. And they don't know that. And so that's where we're seeing people do more of these irrational things, especially to somebody that they find hope in, or they think can fix things, or they think meeting them will somehow make their life better. So try to take it as a huge compliment, because at least these people really have invested into your music, bless their hearts, even if it kind of went sour, you know. But also be aware that it's probably going to happen a lot more with the climate that we're in, politically, emotionally, in every way. So just take care of yourself and be very watchful and very aware. And I think we're going to see it get worse before it gets better. If it gets better, I hate to say that, but I'm just at the point where I feel like there's just like a mass psychosis occurring, and some of us see it, some of us don't, and there's a huge rift between those two parties. And it's sad with the state, mentally, emotionally, socially, that our world is in. It's scary, to be quite honest. It's very scary. And so it worries me to actually see this happen to you multiple times in one day, which I'm not going to lie, it does seem kind of not possible and almost, you know, kind of odd that it all did occur on the same day, that everybody had the same thought and the same desire on the same day. And there may be something else behind it. I've seen your videos and I've heard you talk about that. And hey, if you ever want to write a book about your perspective on past lives and spirit realm and psychology, I'm your girl. I totally will help you do that completely for free, because it's just it's something I like to look into as well. Because, you know, energy, you can't really kill energy. It just transfers or transforms. So I get it. I understand how people do that, you know, and make that jump and look at those things and hold that belief. I understand that completely. So I'm not going to say it wasn't anything more because I can't tell you definitively if it was or wasn't. Certainly, I'm curious to explore that topic. But I will say that I'm afraid it's going to happen much more often and on a much more regular basis. And I want you to be careful. I want you to be super careful because you've been in such a good place for so, for such an amount of time now. I'm like, please, let's not hit a speed bump now. Watch out for the potholes because you're doing so well. And you seem to be so content, but I'm telling you, the honeymoon phase of the change is over with now, and now life has to get kind of a bit monotonous and tedious, and we have to deal with those things that sometimes a little dopamine or adrenaline kick, from a new love, it, kind of will offset for a while. Now we have to deal with the normal things again. So you start to notice the little irritances more because you're a little bbit more irritable yourself, and we're, starting to level down and go back into a normal living pattern, in which most of us can be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit less accepting of certain things in that regard. So just be aware that's probably what's occurring, and this on top of it certainly doesn't help. But like, you can look at your face and know in the other videos and the other Instagram stuff, you've been in a much better place for the last little while, and we can tell with your emotions, your thought pattern, your behavior, even the way that your face, your facial features, and the way that you talk, and the way your body moves when you talk. We can all tell you've been happy. So we're all super glad about that. Do not let people, bless their hearts, that can't find boundaries make you completely shrink yours. That would be wrong, because you know that you cannot. You're not meant to live in a bubble. You're a country boy. We can't live in bubbles around here. We got to have us some acreage and room to roam and let our minds kind of venture. So don't go and completely put yourself in a little safety circle, because you will drive yourself nuts with that. It will drive you more nuts than people doing this. Just make sure you have really good security and you can trust them completely, and just make sure that your back's covered, and then just try to continue on with life and understand that this is fame, and it does mentally and emotionally harm people. And sadly, the people that meet you don't understand that to them that's the only 1 minute that they're going to get with you, so they have to cram as much context into that 1 minute as possible. But to you, you're living through minutes that seem like hours because of the context they try to cram into it, and you have to put on a good face for everybody in each of their minutes, and that's exhausting. I can't even imagine. I wouldn't want to imagine. It's just exhausting. So understand that we get it. If you need to kind of pull back and amplify security for a while, that's great. But don't put yourself in a bubble. It will backfire on you because of the way that you're built in here. And make sure that as much negativity as you do see on a daily basis, make sure that you always start and end your days on positive thoughts. Just, if nothing else, just to try to keep your blood pressure and respirations and everything low, and and just learn calming coping skills and mechanisms to keep yourself grounded and consciously aware of how you're behaving and how it may be amplifying medical issues or creating medical issues, or it could be creating emotional issues. But just breathe, because I know this is taxing, and I know it's not what you want to see happen, and I know I know that most of your fan base would never want to impede upon your private life, and we do sadly have a percentage of the population that we just simply cannot. We cannot logically understand why they make certain decisions. We can just understand that mentally, emotionally, there must be something else going on in their life, and we. Bless our hearts, we just have to keep going as human beings and try to be better and try to help steer as many people on a better path as we can. And obviously those people were reaching out probably due to the pressure and the fear and the intense emotions they've been going through lately. And probably your music helped them cope with it, so they thought they needed to go to the source. And it's a shame that privacy means everything to everybody until they're famous, and then it shouldn't mean anything. And that boggles my mind that people are just so willing to just go, oh, they don't need privacy. No, they do. They need more. They need 10 times as much. They need security. They need to be safe, And it's because of society and how we can justify almost anything because of emotions. Logic just left, but we're emotions, you know, emotions. I hate to see you upset, but you're upset about the right thing, but I just hate to see you upset. But I hope maybe this helps you understand kind of where they may be coming from or what may be happening up top. And if you want to know more, you know where to yell at me. But I just want to do a quick video and say that's probably what happened. Bless their hearts. At least they weren't listening to somebody that had a bad message or had a negative message that could have led them to do something else, you know, instead of just wanting to come meet the person that made them feel better. That's a plus. So that's positive. Let's focus on the positives. And I'm hoping that the next few days are quiet for you. And certainly, if anyone here is thinking of trying to do this to somebody that, you know, the world's changed, not working, but I still got money and I'm bored, don't do these things. Don't do these things. Think about it. If it's something that you would not want to be done to you, don't do it to someone else. It's just that simple. And, you know, if you're going to break the law to do it, don't do it. If you're going to cause sheriff deputies to have to show up in order to possibly defend someone, don't do it. You just think before you take these actions. And if you see someone struggling during this time with everything emotionally that we're going through in this world and in this nation, please take a moment to help them, because there's so many people struggling. So many people struggling. And we really need to form some kind of net for the people that are in rural areas that don't have as many outlets or don't have as many options when it comes to handling these highly emotional times. So just be better people, and let's not aggravate Ryan to death, and hopefully Ryan can have some days where he's got his privacy and his sanity back, and the world hopefully will swing back into reality, you know, that makes sense maybe here in a few days. I'm not holding my breath, but you know, we can hope. Ryan, honey, you're looking good, you're doing good, I'm proud of you. I don't think anybody ever tells you that. I'm proud of you. You've made wonderful life decisions, you've made life changes, and you've reset the foundation on which you live, and you've made yourself a priority, and you've made your relationship a priority, and you're happy. I'm proud of you. And I bet you millions of people are as well. They just don't, that's not the first thing that comes to their mind when they see you pop up on their Instagram and, you know, well, he doesn't care if I'm proud of him or not. I would dare say it would probably help you a lot if people would say, hey, we see the changes. You're doing well. We see the changes. We're proud of you. So I just wanted to say that, and I hope things get better soon. Creek Squad, rally for you boy. Let's all stay positive. Nobody try to sneak up on him. Let him be. Let him have his life and his privacy, just like you want yours. Creek Squad, send out the messages now. Nobody needs to do this. Let Ryan have his privacy. Bye. Mommaliz out. Bye, guys.